I want to be an entrepreneur.
A pleasant day, young entrepreneurs. This is SandBox, a place where all your dreams come true.
A wine competition will be held on February 3, 2022, and your main product will be apple.
5 contestants here. We will invest in the product whoever wins the competition. Good luck to all of you.
This is the only chance that I've got to make MOSCATO wine worldwide again. I need to win this competition.
Good day, moms and sir. This is Hammer Lang Wine.
Go in front now and present your product.
This apple wine is called MOSCATO, a family wine that has been around since 1955. It's a recipe of my great-grandfather, however, I added some tweaks to it. I changed the process a little bit, but there's still an influence of the old way of making the wine.
Could you please show us the process behind your wine?
MOSCATO wine is composed of apple, sugar, yeast, cinnamon stick, clove, and water. Place the apple in the blender after slicing it into bits. When it's done, I add a little water, blend it, and store it in a container. I then turn on the stove and position the casserole pan on top of it. To increase the aroma, I added the water and sugar and waited until the sugar had dissolved before adding the cinnamon stick, clove, and cooking it for another 5 minutes. After that, I put it into the container that had the apple. The fermentation then began after I added the yeast in the fermentation vessel. Fermentation is a well-known method for creating alcohol in the brewing industry. It is the mechanism by which cells gain energy from sugar in the absence of oxygen, allowing glycolysis to continue and produce some ATP. Fermentation also triggers complicated chemical changes that affect the flavor, fragrance, and color of the finished wine. Because yeast turns glucose into wine, anaerobic respiration is required during alcoholic fermentation. In breakdown reaction, glucose is broken down into ethanol and carbon dioxide, releasing energy. Yeast is a sophisticated organism that performs a range of metabolic activities in fermentation. The yeast I put in the container will consume the sugar and produce ethanol and carbon dioxide, causing the liquid to rapidly heat up. We don't want the wine to be at an extremely high temperature because that will kill the yeast and result in a poor product. Fermentation generates heat, but it should not exceed to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So, I kept the container in a closed system and sealed it with a cloth to allow the carbon dioxide to escape and prevent contamination. By doing this, the generated heat will be transferred from the system to the surroundings. Carbon dioxide produced by the reaction is not vented from the fermentation chamber. It remains dissolved in the medium until the pressure is released. It is critical for carbon dioxide to be discharged into the surroundings since excessive carbon dioxide in concentrations have been shown to decrease fermentation activity. However, as stated in the first law of thermodynamics, some of the heat added to the system remains in the system, causing the internal energy to increase while the rest leaves the system as the system does work. We store our wine at 42 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit because we've always wanted it to have a balanced aroma, a pleasing texture, and the desired fruity flavors to be preserved. As previously stated, fermentation generates heat, thus we must take steps to actively control fermentation temperature on a regular basis because it is crucial in the winemaking process. So, getting it right is critical, and finding the optimum temperature is all about striking the proper balance. In addition, the rate of fermentation is inversely proportional to temperature. The higher the temperature, the faster the fermentation. If the temperature is too high, yeast can generate enough heat to kill them, leaving the wine with an unpleasant taste and flavor.
Therefore, the fermentation process and the amount of sugar added to the wine must be precise in order to produce a fine wine with great aroma, desirable flavor, and taste.
What are the perks of investing in your product?
All of the apples were picked fresh from our garden and are of excellent quality. In addition, rather than trying to shape the wine, we let nature to do so. So, I assure you that the MOSCATO wine is unlike any other because it has so much to offer. Thanks to the proper fermentation process and precise ingredients, from its aroma, flavor, and to the texture and taste, people would surely enjoy drinking it. This wine is made of love, passion, dedication, and hard work.
Congratulations! You've won an investment worth 20 million pesos!
Thank you.